Yo, what's shaking, fellas? It's your boy Nerf. Yeah, I'm back. I know I've been gone for a while, but work, school, all this other stuff going on in my life, doing some projects on the side. And yeah, so, now I'm back. Here I got a tutorial for you guys. This is, I don't know where to really put this. I guess a UnoTheActivist type beat, some ThouxanBandFauni. I don't know. It's kind of different, kind of weird. It's very melodic, very ambient. So yeah, so I'm gonna play this beat real fast for you guys. Give you guys a quick, 30, 45 seconds of the song, and I'll tell you how I made this beat. Alright, guys, so that's just a snippet of the beat. So now let's, show you how I came up with this. So at first, this was actually a sample. As you can see, I chopped this whole sample up, and I just kept certain parts right here. The sample all the way was chopped up in slice X all the way up to 128 hits. But let me shut off the effects I put on. So this is how the melody sound like at first. Very basic. So I took the sample and I just looped that specific part. That's the only thing I really liked from the sample. And I think it was Internet's Money, like Nick Mira sample. I don't know which one exactly, I forgot, but yeah, so that was that. And then with the effects on, changed it to this type of sound. Basically the same thing. All I did was I added a gate and added a lot of reverb. EQ this, added reverb on it. This is a Native Instruments RC24. One of my favorite reverbs to use. And EQ the reverb so it doesn't sound muddy in the mix. So that's what I did, and that's how I came up with that sound. Second sound was the same part of his sample, but I just took a different part of it. Let me go disable this. So this was the other part of the sample that I ended up looping, and this is how this sounds. Excuse me. To give it more of that ambience. And so what I did, this is with the effects on. Yeah, so what I did was I added a echo boy and give it echo boy is like a delay. And it is a delay, but yeah, so that's what I did. And I gave it 1/4 note on the speed, and then yeah, that's about it. I really didn't mess around with anything else. And then next added reverb again. Then I added an EQ to EQ the reverb. And then with gross beat I added a slow triplet, and that's how again I came up with this sound. So yeah, so that's that, and together gives it that ambient. Yeah, so that's that. Third instrument I added was a flute from orchestral, and I added literally I put nothing in the effects channel. It sounded good the way it was, and to be honest, I couldn't really figure out the key of the sample, so I just played it by ear, and I think this is the F minor. Let me see. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's like a F minor. Yeah, it's on the F minor scale. So yeah, so this is the way I use the flute. It gave it like that tropical sound that I guess that's why I say it's a UnoTheActivist type beat, because he has that ambient, tropical sound somehow mixed into his trap beats. So together with that, sounded like this. And then the third sound I added was a bell from D March's an Ocean View nostalgia kit. And it was just like an art, but I cut it short so it sounds more like a pluck type sound. And I put it in the same channel as the sample. So by itself, this is what it sounds like. And I just follow the keys of the flute. And like I said, I was going for kind of like that tropical vibe. So with the effects on, gave it that ambience again. And then the third sound I added was another pluck from D March's, the same one, but this time the pluck was nostalgia. And this is the way it sounded like. All I did was really layer it so, it doesn't get too repetitive. And together they sound pretty good. Fits, fills up more of the space. And with that, all I did was EQ'd when I needed to EQ. Added some reverb. Oops. Small hall. Kept the default. Brung up the mix all the way to 74%. Brung up the mid, brung up the bass, and brung up the high cut, just to give it more of a presence. And then I EQ'd what I wanted to EQ and what I wanted to keep. So yeah, so all together, this is for all the melodies, the way it sounds like. So that's that. And then started off with the basic clap, mexikodro clap. Oh, by the way, I did speed up the sample to 165. Originally, the sample I think was on 120 BPM, if I remember correctly. So yeah, so I sped it up from 120 to 165. So that's one thing I forgot to show, but you can imagine how slow the sample was compared to this track because I sped it up. So yeah, so that's that. And then next, after that, I added the hi-hats. I just wanted to complete the bounce. So all I did was fill each 2 steps. And with the hi-hats, it was on channel 6. All I did was add reverb, basic fruity reverb. I like to use a lot of fruity reverb too, just only on my hi-hats pretty much. I don't know why, it's just my thing. I just bring up the all I do is bring up the size, and that's about it. And then I just turn down the mix, and just the way it sounds. Yeah, so that's that. Next, I didn't add the kick yet. I added the snare to add the bounce, you know, typical trap snare. Nothing too complicated. Then I added this Birdman perk right here. And all these sounds is from a new kit that I'm coming out with. The High Kai drum kit. But yeah, so got a lot of new sounds in here. A lot of new sounds. But yeah, so other than that, yeah, so I added this Birdman perk. Sounds like this. So that's the way it sounds like, and together. So that's that. After that, I added a Toronto perk, and this is the way it sounds like. You know, that OVO type thing. And I layered it with the Birdman perk, so this is the way it sounds like. And altogether, it sounds pretty dope. It fills up more of the gaps that, you know, the Birdman perk wasn't really doing. So again, layering your sounds help create more of a ambience. So that's what I did, and altogether, that's what it sounds like. And I don't know why, but I like to do my percussions and everything first and leave my kicks for last, or my 808s, just because I feel like your percussion is what really gives the bounce, and then the bass is just what drives the beat, in my opinion. But yeah, so next I added the typical crash right here. Yeah, that, nothing crazy. And then that, I had this percussion, and this is all in the same channel. I put this on the same as the sample and this Electro pluck, but ideally it sounds like this. Nothing crazy, so I added ambience to it. That's all I did. Fills up more space, like I said. So that's what I did there. And then after that, I just added, first I went with the 808. Now, felt like I didn't need anything too crazy, so the 808 was pretty simple in itself. So literally that was it. And then I just added the kicks to, you know, the regular rack kick to make it hit. So that's about it. That's all I use in this track. Was really, ideally, all I really used was 1, 2, 3, 4. I just like to count these 2 plugs because I layered it. 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 sounds, but mostly nothing in the, you know, melody compartment. Was pretty much just all, you know, just 4 sounds. All I needed to do was make the beat was 4 sounds, or ideally 3. So yeah, so that's about it, and that's how I came up with this track. And hope you guys enjoy the track. And if you guys like this, just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Alright guys, peace.